2017 has come to an end, and it's time to reflect upon the games which left an imprint, whether positive or negative. In this video, I will count down the top 8 most disappointing HTC Vive titles I played in 2017. These are games I have played for the first time in 2017. They may not have been released in 2017. My only rules for this list are games that I have played already for our website, htcvivegamereviews.com, whether for a review or let's play. As always, these are just my opinions. Disappointment can be defined as a lack of enjoyment while playing the game, quality of the game compared to the price, or, spoiler, nausea-inducing. Let's begin. Number 8, Farspace VR. Speaking of nausea, you will get sick playing this game. Think of the Mad Tea Party at Disney's Magic Kingdom Park in space. We'll do flips in space, in VR. If you think this sounds fun, strap in. In Farspace VR, you play a murderous sociopathic hero who seems to talk in a strange dialect. You will face dialogue choices which will result immediately in your death if you choose the wrong answer. And I mean there is only one correct answer. What's the correct answer? You gotta die a few times to find out. Luckily, death has no consequence for a murderous protagonist, as he immediately picks up right where he left off. The game itself has a lot of heart and originality for a $2 VR game, and it is worth checking out. Just for the uniqueness of it, and just make sure to keep your eyes closed for about half of it. Number 7, Perfect. Perfect is a price to expectation problem that begins by being $9.99. Perfect is a game which focuses upon the idea of going on vacation within VR. This doesn't sound like a bad idea, but the problem comes into play with the amount of content the game actually delivers. The game features 3 locations, such as a tropical island or an alpine mountain setting. Visually, the game isn't the worst I've seen, but there isn't much to do. Unlike other observation simulators such as the Blue or Nature Treks VR, nothing really happens in these destinations to keep you captivated. There is no open exploration, and you will teleport between preset destinations. You stand your ground similar to a wave shooter. After a while, you might pick up a rock and throw it and see what destruction you can cause out of boredom. Perfect. Number 6, Collateral Damage. You don't have to be a dog person to find this game to be less than stimulating. The visual style of Collateral Damage and actual gameplay are fine, but the amount of content the game delivers is less than satisfactory for the price. You walk around destroying your owner's house while gaining points. What do you do with these points? No idea. It'd be interesting if there was some sort of campaign, goals, or even dangers in the level, but the game seems to rely upon random rooms and attempting high scores over and over and over again. This gets old really fast for anyone over the age of 7. Number 5, Blue Effect VR. Blue Effect VR is essentially an overpriced wave shooter. Although looking good and at times being scary, Blue Effect VR has some serious flaws that puts it on this list. For starters, there's a lack of customization that generally keeps a wave shooter afloat, especially for this price. The levels are incredibly dark, and the only way you can see is by activating a night vision power-up. You are given a certain number of these per level, and once you use them all, don't ask me how you plan on seeing anything. You have weapons, but they are always the same, and an orb that is not explained very well. Does it hurt enemies? Can you melee enemies with it? There's a tutorial in the game, but it seems to be missing a few points. There are many other wave shooters that exist in this price bracket that have way more depth, progress, and customization than Blue Effect VR. Number 4, Atlantis VR. What do you think of when you hear this title? An underwater adventure game? An underwater ocean simulation? Wrong on both. You get a nausea-inducing roller coaster under the ocean. There isn't much more to say about Atlantis VR. It wasn't as sickening as playing Farspace VR, but was literally 5 minutes of gameplay, and I would never play it again. The graphics are stale, the animations are boring, but at least the music is good. At only $2, at least you won't waste too much money on this game. Number 3, Bullet VR. I'm not sure what the purpose or goal of this game is. You seem to be a maniac firing your weapon upon a peaceful society, while fighting for the freedom of Earth. Although the plot is silly, the controls are frustrating. Who would figure a game with cartoony alien graphics would require you to know how to load a gun? Taking objects, such as the sniper ammo, causes hilarious glitches, and the enemies seem to be bullet shields when they die. There is no free locomotion, but you can move between rooms. The enemies only seem to be melee despite being a technologically superior race, and walk up slowly, waiting to be slaughtered like a zombie from The Walking Dead. At least the intro is cool. Number 2, Doom VFR. I haven't actually officially reviewed this game due to one single problem. There is no free locomotion. Instead, the developers of this game opted to use a strange dash-like motion as a primary movement. Doom pioneered the run and gun genre, and there's no running. I know that someone modded in free locomotion, and for all I know now, the game has had it patched in. Just the ridiculousness of this at release for a $29.99 game puts this on the list. There is a stable of VR shooters now that do locomotion properly, such as Serious Sam or Dead Effect 2 VR. It is inexcusable a top-tier title like Doom lacked it on release. And the number 1 most disappointing game I played in 2017? ROM Extraction. Suffering from many of the same problems as Blue Effect VR, ROM Extraction looks good but lacks any serious depth. The reason it's number 1, it's shorter than most other wave shooters on the market, and is for sale at a whopping $19.99. In my playthrough of this game, I finished it in just about 20 minutes, and that's it. There is a serious lack of enemies, objectives, or level variety. There was promise of future development and new features, but the game has sadly not been updated since April of 2017, so I'm not holding my breath on this one. There are many other wave shooters worth picking up.